Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go. It's always bizarre when something happens that you cannot explain.
Yeah.
It's gotta be just because it's technology. It's just gotta. It's like almost like stuck on that loading screen you get, or what's that, rendering or.
Please stand by.
Yeah, this isn't After Dark. We don't have to stand by on this one yet. We will have to take a 2-week break so you can have recovery time, but
yeah,
that's just how it is sometimes. Are we functioning now?
Yep.
Okay, good. So this weekend, down in LA, there was this Netflix billboard that went up.
Okay.
And it actually had somebody living in the billboard for the 6th, 7th, and 8th of August for the premiere of Netflix's The Last House. Have you heard about it?
Mm-mm. Was it David Blaine?
No.
That's
No.
probably why I didn't hear about it.
Hey, look, that's almost as bad as me just about fell asleep the other day, and I went, Harry, Copperfield, Dresden, something's missing. And, it kept me up for an hour trying to think of it. I woke up, I was just like, I'm not getting out of bed, and I'm not messing with my phone in the middle of the night to figure out what the other middle name is, because I know it.
Blackstone.
That's exactly what happened. As soon as I woke up, I got up, I stretched, and as soon as I sat down to pee, it was like, Harry, Blackstone, Copperfield, Dresden. I'm like, okay, ooh. I worry about things like that, like I'm losing part of my mind, but you also have to take in consideration I was almost asleep, so I'm not firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, what the hell? But I don't know which Blackstone he's named after, and I didn't. Harry Blackstone? I mean, I know it's Harry Houdini, David Copperfield. Obviously, his dad's last name was Dresden, but I don't know which Blackstone it is. And
I don't remember.
And I'm not going to look it up right this second because I've already turned the PC off. I'm already in my chi phase about it, and I'm past it. I just thought it was super funny because I was like, So anyways, so you haven't heard anything about The Last House?
I don't think so. You
don't really watch too much news, do you?
No.
Well, it's right there. It was right there. They did a living billboard on the corner of Sunset Boulevard and Selma. So a pretty popular spot. Okay. And so the guy's in a house robe, and he's like drinking coffee sometimes he's eating, otherwise sometimes he's using a whiteboard, what's going on, he's scanning everybody with binoculars. So they did this really big thing to, obviously promote the movie. And so I watched the movie this weekend.
Okay.
I actually watched it, yesterday. So I watched it this last weekend. And it's super funny when you're watching something, but you don't know the actors' names. You're kind of like, they look familiar, but the premise is interesting. And I have to say, I agree with most of the reviews. A lot of the reviews are like, half this movie was fantastic. When it was all about the mystery of what was going on and them trying to piece together what was happening and surviving. But then when it turned into strictly what the second half of the movie was, it kind of is just like, okay, that's kind of boring now. Because it's just like some of the things that happen in the second half movie, you're like, wouldn't have that been obvious, because this movie happens over the course of like 5.5 or 6 years. And you're like, but I don't know. So the acting was really good. The kids did really good. The mom and dad did, because it's a mom, dad, and their kids in their house. Okay. And it's all about everybody in the world gets trapped in their house, their domicile. Okay. And at the beginning of the movie, it's like everybody's trapped, and except for this one lady who was out on a morning jog. And when you see her kind of circle back around, she's insane. And it's like a long time before she circles back around. Okay. She's like deranged and really like thin. I think it's the same lady because the little girl says, "It's the running lady. It's the running lady." Oh God, I hate aircraft so much. I just know that's going to crash into the ground. It's so low. It's so low. I can feel it shaking the ground. It's so ridiculous. Anyways, um, but it's really good in the idea of literally teaching you a different thought on how to survive.
Okay.
Because the things they do are things that to me is common knowledge, but apparently it's not to most people. Like
Okay.
saving your seeds from your seed foods, like your tomatoes, your cantaloupes, cucumbers, yeah, like all these different seeds. Yeah, and you can even use carrot tops to grow.
Yeah, and celery.
Yeah.
You can use the bottom of it basically.
Yes, I have. I have grown my own celery, and I have to say it is the weirdest thing when you take that bottom and you regrow the roots and you grow more celery because it doesn't taste like celery anymore. It tastes like water. There's no taste to it whatsoever.
I mean, are you only growing it in water?
No, I soil planted it.
Okay.
So I had it a couple of years ago. You do have to start it in water, and then it got planted, and it was just the weirdest thing. It was just so bizarre because it was like, that literally tastes like nothing. But on the one hand, I think it's kind of cool that they did this movie in this way. Because it's apparently based off of a
novel.
I think like a novella or whatever. I didn't read that far into it because it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. The worst movie I've ever seen. I made it 7 minutes into it, and I looked at my partner. I was like, I'm done with this garbage. And it was one of the like Day of the Dead blood rites or some shit like that. Like I made it 7 minutes. He made it 15, and then we did end up watching it like 2 years later, maybe. And it was just, and all we did was just
28 years later.
Not even 28 days later. God, and then we ended up ripping it apart. Oh, we're not nice, but
you pulled the Mystery Theater 3000.
Probably it was like
Mystery Science Theater 3000,
something like that. So the Last House, I would give it a recommend to you if you're going to be doing other things at the same time, like having it play in the background.
Yeah. So while playing a video game or something.
Absolutely, because most of what's happening is all stuff you know how to do anyways, and you're like, yep. And there's a couple of spots where you go, that's not quite right, and that you can kind of almost see where they catch that in the movie, and that is one thing that's really great is when they catch something in the movie where they know it's not quite right, they actually fix it. Like, this isn't right, and this is why it's not right. And so they'll fix it. So I did appreciate that. It was just a couple of little things, but the ingenuity is great. You have to believe the impossible is possible to even remotely enjoy the movie, I think. But it's going to teach some people some basic survival things. How to survive being poor, how to survive between paydays, how to stretch your food, how to... It will teach you. There's a very significant scene in this movie, and it teaches you that we're all humbled by ourselves because none of us will escape this. If we're put in the same situation at some point or another, your ego, your pride, your anger is going to break, and none of us will ever get past that. Nobody's ever going to be happy-go-lucky every day of the week, and you're going to have that because it poses a lot of ethical questions in your mind. There's definitely one scene where mom and daughter are arguing, and it's like that's exactly how it really would be in real life. You know, you've got the daughter going, "Give me more food, I'm hungry," and mom's like, "We're all hungry, bitch." I mean, like literally, that's her whole general attitude. None of us will ever escape that. When we get hangry, we get angry. Yeah. But what's crazy is, so the mom in it is a lady. Her name is Greta Lee. And I'm like, she looks really familiar. Her name does not sound familiar at all, but she looks really familiar. So did you ever see the TV show New Girl?
I have never watched it.
Oh, well, she plays, she's on there for like one season on like six different episodes. But then when I read the movies she was in, I'm like, doesn't sound familiar, none of it sounded familiar until I got to Tron's Ares. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it kind of like really flickered my brain.
The third Tron movie?
Yes. And then
I haven't seen the second one. The third one.
Oh my God. Tron Ares is so great. It's got Jeremy Jackson's ex-wife in it. not Jodie Comer, Jodie Taylor Smith, maybe. I don't know. It's Joshua Jackson's ex-wife. Um, but it's got one of my favorite people in it that you don't particularly care for, Jared Leto. He actually plays Ares.
Okay.
But I actually think you could appreciate him in that one because he plays inquisitive robot so well. He does a great job. So yeah. But anyway, so the guy who plays the dad, I'm like, he looks so familiar, and I have no idea why. So I'm looking through his filmography. Was there anything? Oh, he was in The Gray Man with Ryan Gosling. And I'm like, okay, he was that bad guy. Cool. Great. But I'm just going, but he seems more familiar than that because I've only seen The Gray Man twice.
I've not seen it.
And I look at his television credits. He was in fucking Narcos as Pablo Escobar. And I'm like, oh, duh. Not that I've seen the whole Narcos series, but I've seen enough of the commercials.
Yeah, and he's like front and center.
Yeah, I'm like, he's the main man. But like, he's really, I don't know, it's interesting. It hits a couple of things like head on, like when you go through this movie, they definitely hit some things like head on, like people are going to die in this situation where we're trapped in our houses and we can't leave, and the only thing we can see is the 5 houses of our neighbors anywhere nearby. We might see something like, spoiler alert, one old lady has a stroke online. I think she has a stroke because you're seeing it through a rainy window. So she either had a stroke, so it looked like she was grabbing her face, or she was cutting herself with a knife, and I can't tell. And we have a giant television, and I can't tell.
Okay.
Because of the rain. I rewound it a couple of times, and I still couldn't figure it out. So I probably will watch the scene on my phone, because on my phone I can turn the brightness up of the episode really bright, and so it'll take the dark shadows you get from the rain in there.
Okay.
So that happened, and then another spoiler alert is a pet dies.
Okay.
And that leads to an entirely different ethical situation to deal with.
Are we going to eat it?
What are we going to do? And yeah, it kind of gagged me out a bit, but it was interesting because I don't know what the wife is supposed to do in this show, like what her job is, or if she even has a job. She just seems to be a mom and a wife. But he is an engineer, I think, who's out of work. He's between jobs. But he's like really smart, and he you would appreciate him just for the creativity he has with putting devices together and creating different devices. I think you would thoroughly enjoy that. But otherwise, it's like maybe a little more than halfway through, because you've got the beginning and then you've got the towards the end. The middle ground really is only 30 seconds, and it just says 5 years later. It literally, the movie starts and it goes month 1, day 1, week 1, month 2, month 3, month 6, and then it's like all of a sudden it's 5 years later. And you get the interpretation that on that 5th year you're dealing with about a month worth of shit that's going on. So it's probably in total does almost 6 years worth of life for these people. But that's kind of neither here nor there. Like, everybody goes a little crazy here and there.
Yeah.
But they find ingenious ways, because we live in this digital age where everything's streaming.
Yeah.
And they're part of the digital age family. So they found an old DVD player in the attic, but they only had 2 DVDs, Annie and Air Force One.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? That's all the entertainment you have ever.
I mean, Harrison Ford is great.
Well, that is the one really great scene in the movie where the little girl they've seen the movie so many times. The little girl is mimicking Harrison Ford. Get off my plane! And the mom's sitting behind her like, what the fuck? Why are you ruining it? And it's just so great. But I think it's a recommend for you with behind, like in the background. Because I think it would really have to grab your attention because, when you see the creatures in this movie, when you finally see them, like actually see them, it is the biggest letdown. Because it's just like, did somebody smoke some peyote and watch Pirates of the Caribbean and Arrival and Interstellar all in the same moment because it literally kind of encompasses. It definitely looked like Davy Jones, honestly. But it's supposed to be like a mix of things.
Okay.
So it looks like it's a heptapod, but it also looks like it's Davy Jones, and it also looks like, I don't know, the little girl describes it as kind of like a kraken. But I'm like, oh,
They're illithids.
it was just like, because they did the reverse for aliens. It's not an alien. They're doing it as deep sea creature. Because they point out, which is a very fun fact. Did you know that 80% of the deep sea oceans have not been explored?
Yeah.
And so it's a very fun fact. So they're like, these aren't aliens that came from the sky. They were already living here.
I mean, they would still be extraterrestrial.
Yeah. They like got mad because, well, I mean, it's a film that'll make you think about, like, is something like this plausible? Because when they give you an ocean shot, the ocean's just polluted. Cars, trucks, oils, garbage, debris, everything. So I don't know. It's all right. My partner's like, what are you watching? And I'm like, it's called The Last House. And he's like, is it any good? And I'm like, oh. And he goes, never mind. And went back to his video game. Because how do you explain it to him that for me, it's decent? And for him, he'd be like, he would be very irritable to watch it. That's not realistic. And you can tell him a million times, if you know gardening or you know engineering, you can tell him a million times, well, technically that is how it would work and could work. You know, he would get mad and be like, no. And I get it, because if it's something you haven't done in your practical day-to-day life, it seems like an implausibility.
Yeah.
But the engineering stuff he would find cool. But he would be like, but one part of it wouldn't work. And I'm like, you know what? They figure that out. When you're seeing this in the development of this film, where they figure out, oh, that actually probably wouldn't happen that way, you think?
Yeah.
So they do change it a bit up. It's interesting.
Last week, I think it was last week, I was watching Abba preach, and Abba was talking about the Odyssey.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah. And until him, basically, I'd only heard bad things about the movie. Because it's a Christopher Nolan movie, and he's taken a lot of artistic liberties with.
He does. There's an entire community very upset with him right now.
Yeah. And so, like, one of the things, when I first heard that he was doing an Odyssey, I was excited because he's an awesome director. And the Odyssey is a pretty cool story. But then when I started hearing all the sort of things that I heard about, I'm like, what the fuck? So, like, for instance, the Greek armor at the time was really fucking cool. It's one of my favorite fucking types of armor.
Okay.
And he basically, the pictures that I've seen of all the soldiers, I'm like, what the fuck is this? It kind of looks like their armor, but it's, first of all, it's black. Their armor was like bronze or whatever.
Yeah. I was like, wasn't it all, like, for the most part, like copper, bronze?
Yeah, and a lot of it was apparently like painted and stuff, so it probably had like really cool bright colors and shit. And anyway, the well, like, all the artwork that we have for it is really cool looking.
Yeah.
From a historical standpoint. And so he decided to make it black, but when Abba was talking about it, he was talking about how it was a artistic choice because these soldiers are representing something. Basically, they're going from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age.
Okay.
And one of the sort of, from Abba's point of view at least, one of the points of the story was it was a changing of eras. And these soldiers represent people basically going away from the old ways. And because one of the kind of themes in the movie is about hospitality and being a good host, but also being a good guest. And these soldiers have basically stepped away from that and just showing up and being like, you're going to give us fucking shit. And so the soldiers are kind of all the bad guy.
Oh, wow.
And so that's, their armor was supposedly representing that. So it wasn't a
disrespect to the era.
Yeah, it was more of an artistic choice to
separate it out.
Yeah. And then, like, they have a black woman playing Helen of Troy, which in the story explicitly she's a white woman. In fact, she's blonde hair, blue eyed, or redhead. Because there isn't a name for blonde in ancient Greek versus red hair. The word is the same for both. Because blondes weren't the norm in Greece.
And neither were redheads.
Yeah. So she was an exceptional white person because she had lighter colored hair and eyes also. But anyway.
Well, that would definitely be upsetting to some people who are looking at the historical side of it.
Yes.
But I don't get as mad about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so there was a lot of uproar about that. But Abba is kind of a big nerd. And fucking is into comics and all that sort of stuff. And he's said that he's read the Odyssey a bunch of times because he likes mythology also.
Right.
And so he really liked it. And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll give it a chance at some point. I'm not going to fucking go to the theater and watch it.
Yeah, I 1,000% want to see it. It's got a lot of actors in it I really enjoy. I want to see Matt Damon. But more than anything, it's got Tom Holland. And the person you're speaking about playing Athena is Zendaya, who I absolutely love. Everything I've seen her in, whether I've loved the movie or hated the movie, when I read the character synopsis, she has completely embraced it 1,000,000%.
Yeah. Well, so yes, Zendaya is playing, I think, Athena. But that's not the person I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember the actress's name that's playing Helen of Troy. But also, Abba's like, she's in the mood for like maybe 3 minutes. So it's kind of, I mean, ostensibly, the Odyssey is kind of about her.
Yeah.
Because the fucking Iliad, in other words, Troy, is about her because the whole fucking reason they're going to war is because of her. But it's really more about Odysseus and his journey home, which, anyway.
Well, I agree with certain things. Like you would think when it comes to fictional things, it's not that hard to create new characters.
Yeah.
There are a plethora. The imagination is limitless.
Also, the movie industry is predominantly dominated by Europe, and that's because the United States is predominantly settled by Europeans. And so, because we in U.S. invented movies, we dominate the movie industry. And so the stories that are being told by Europeans, or Europeans, basically. But there's a plethora of other stuff out there. Like, it would be cool to have movies that are based around African fucking mythology.
Yeah. Not just hit movies here and there.
Yeah.
Like Wakanda Forever and the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Which is based around some African mythologies.
Sort of, kind of.
It encompasses a little bit of it.
Yeah. And same thing with South American tribes.
The Aztecans, Yeah.
There's a fair amount of stuff based out of India, right? Because they have a really big, first of all, they have a huge fucking population, and Bollywood is almost as big as Hollywood as far as internationally. But the problem with that is that it's almost always in their own language.
Yeah.
And then the same with China. Like, it'd be cool to have more historical Chinese movies.
Yeah.
But they're all in Chinese.
Yeah. I mean, it would be like, I love history. History is fascinating. And if we don't learn from it, we're bound to repeat it. That is just shown. And you literally can look at the history through time and be like, oh, things are okay. Oh, narcissist war. Things are okay. Oh, narcissist war.
Yeah.
And it goes on and on and on, because when we look back through time, we see how slow it is to actually get the information about, like, whoa, you got to watch out for this jackass.
Yeah.
But now we're living in a digital age where it's like, it's not that difficult. And it's really not as difficult to get the information out there going, whoa, let's not have red food dye number 6.
Yeah.
You know, it's so it would be cool to see some more of this historical stuff.
And it because of AI, it's probably going to happen a lot faster.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm sure there's hundreds of movies in Chinese, and I don't know what the Indian language is.
Well, Hindu is one of the predominant languages.
Yeah, Hindi, I think it is.
Yeah.
There's probably a plethora of movies that have never been translated to English. But with AI,
it could happen, and I pray, and you know, faster. Only because I like to laugh so much when I can, because life is already so stressful.
I don't love musicals though, so Bollywood is not going to be my favorite thing.
Did you not like that Bollywood episode on Big Bang Theory?
I don't think I saw it.
Oh my God! Wait till you see it. It's fantastic. I love watching history. I watched Hidden Figures recently, and it's funny because a lot of people, when I mentioned it to somebody, I was like, I finally got around to seeing Hidden Figures. It was fantastic, and like looked at me like I was crazy, and they're like, oh, you waited so long to watch it because you're white. No, I waited so long to watch it because 1, I have limited time, and 2, didn't have money to go see it in the theater. And 3, it has to be affordable on my streaming service. I don't go to the theater and see anything new.
Yeah.
I literally, the only thing I will probably go and see in the theater, and it'll probably won't even be open weekending because I'm hearing everybody's already sold out for like weeks. But it may be, if I do, I might do one of 2 things. Either 1, I will rent it streaming when it becomes available immediately on streaming because there are some new stuff that within 30 days they make. Do I like the prices it costs on streaming when you do that? No. But I would rather pay for that than I would rather spend 30. I think the last thing I thought about doing was like $25 to do and you have 24 hours to watch it.
Yeah.
But I think it was like $25, and I think it was the Avatar, The Way with Water or whatever that Disney Plus was offering early. But I think Doomsday is the only. I mean, like, I really want to see this new Spider-Man, but I calculated the cost and I went, you know.
Abba talked about that movie, the Spider-Man.
The new Spider-Man.
Yeah, like yesterday, I think it was.
Brand New Day.
Yeah, he really liked it.
I know I'm gonna like it because this is the first Spider-Man character. Now you have to remember, Tom Holland's been doing this guy for almost 10 years. He's been doing this character for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Because we saw him first in like Captain America, Winter Soldier, I think, or Civil War. Civil War.
Yeah.
He was in Civil War, and you know, so we see him there, and I absolutely loved this.
Mr. Stark.
Yeah, the way he did this, embodied this character. I'm like, I think that's exactly how Stan Lee pictured Peter Parker. He has the weight of the world on his shoulder, but he kind of fumbles over himself a little bit. So he's like, sorry, I have to kick your ass. Sorry about that. Sorry. Like this bumbling teenager. But now I'm really excited to see Brand New Day when I can, because Peter Parker's an actual adult. They've aged the people up. You know, they're getting ready to get out of, or they're graduating or just about to get out of college, you know, and so they're aged up, not to their true ages, but at least it's a little more forward. Now, had they not been caught in the blip, they'd be at their ages.
Yeah.
Because the 5-year blip. So I really want to see Brand New Day. If Disney Plus offers it early, I probably will pay for it because I calculated the cost and I was just like, just me, one person alone to go see it, even without any snacks, but just to drive down there, pay for parking, and go to a theater is like $40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I don't make that much money to be going to all these new fancy movies for $40 a pop.
Yeah, sometimes I'll watch movies on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll rent them on Amazon they haven't been out long enough to be in regular rotation in like Netflix and Hulu and stuff.
But usually once it's past 30 days, they're at least more affordable.
Yeah, they're like
$10-15.
Yeah, between 15 and 5 usually. And usually when it's around $5, that's usually when I mean, the funny thing is that's oftentimes how much I used to pay to go to the theater because I would have Fridays off.
Yeah.
And for a while there, I would go to the matinee on every Friday.
Yeah.
And they changed it, and they're like, Friday is a weekend day.
Yeah.
So therefore, we don't do the matinee on Fridays. It's like, that's a my dick.
What's so crazy is most places don't even offer a matinee during the week anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they offer a matinee that's like literally 25% less than regular ticket price. The last time I looked at getting tickets for me and my partner to go, matinee tickets was going to be $47. And you can't buy the ticket at the theater anymore. You have to buy it ahead of time. They have a kiosk there, but the kiosk will tell you it's sold out if somebody's thinking about buying it, if somebody's even viewing it. And it's just
and
like,
they have assigned seating, so if you don't buy it early enough, you're not going to be able to sit where you want, and definitely not going to be able to sit next to the person that you're with.
Exactly. And it's so crazy. It's just, for me, it's like, I wish they'd bring back drive-in theaters. I know that sounds so crazy.
I wish they'd bring back dollar theaters.
Right? But, you know, the really big insane about it is all these studios out there, they're not doing these not as many of these newer movies as like Amazon Studios, Netflix Studios.
Yeah.
You've got The Last House, like I said, was a complete next Netflix one, and it was pretty good. There's a couple like The Last House.
The Last House. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes.
It's an old sexploitation film.
Yeah. Yes. I Spit on Your Grave. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
That guy gets what's definitely coming to him. But
the original one was I Pissed on Your Grave. They changed it when they remade it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, there's two of them too. But you've got like The Titan. Have you seen The Titan with Sam Wellington?
That's the one where the dude was an experiment to go to the Titan.
Yes.
I've not seen that. That was on Netflix for a long time.
That is that's what I was going to say. It's probably one of that and Bird Box are two of the best Netflix movies I've seen in the last 5 years. And it's not because I'm not picky. I'm very picky, but it's because of the concepts, the application, and the intent behind it. You know, the concept of this is the reality, and the application, it leaves you with a thought of creepy. And then the intent behind it is to explore possibilities on both ends of it. What if this did happen? What are you going to do? Yeah. What if that happened? What are you going to do? But Sam, I think it's Sam Worthington. There you go. Not Wellington. What the hell am I thinking of? I know it's not for dinner tonight. Doing chicken tacos tonight. But Sam Worthington, he's so good in this role. And it's a scary concept when you look at the Titan and what's behind it. To go survive on another planet, to go survive in another ecosystem, what you have to do, and like the mad science behind it.
Yeah,
it's so good. I've seen it I think I've paid attention to it, watching it once fully, and then I think I've had it playing in the background. And there are key moments where I hear it coming in, and I'm like, I have to watch it. Because it's just amazing.
That makes me think of the book Hyperion. There's a couple books in the series. I don't remember what the series is called. Maybe it's the Hyperion series. Anyway, it's the high level plot is about a war in heaven, essentially, between Jehovah, Allah, whatever, and this machine god. And anyway, the humanity's kind of split up because we've gone out to the stars, and we have these kind of like stargates, but they're in space to travel faster than light. And then there's this huge kind of migrating fleet of humans that have they've altered themselves so that they can survive in different environments. And so they have I don't know. They've spliced their DNA with a bunch of animals and other stuff.
Right.
And so they're humans, but they're not.
Right.
And it's kind of the concept of the Titan.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is when you watch the Titan, and then of course if you read a book like that as well, there is some truth behind it when we start talking about what do they call it, recumbent DNA or base
recombinant.
And when you start looking at these factors
And
that
GMOs.
yeah.
They're GMOs.
Dag does not dag. Dag does a GMO dag. But when you look at all these things that are possibilities, there is some truth behind it, and that's where you kind of have to look at, like, here's the intent, here's the application, what's the truth with that? Because you kind of have different ways that you have to look at different stories, and it's really crazy when you watch something, and it's just like, holy crap, and it kind of freaks you out a little bit, and then like you do a little bit of reading, you're like, oh shit, like literally in this application they figured out how to do ABCD, and it's like in that application it's XYZ, and so it's like we're just missing one step for all these little possibilities, and it's really scary when they start talking about gene splicing, because they've done it. That's how we now have the return of the direwolf. That's how we have there's another species.
Are they doing mammoths?
Yeah, they're looking at doing mammoths and buffalo for hardier lines or something like that. But you start looking, I mean, and of course, we already, a few episodes back, several episodes back, we talked about this hybrid theory that.
The human chimp.
And of course, we already know that they have done a Gibbons human, like crossbreed, which is like, but anyways, so it's kind of scary that it's like we're so close to that. We literally are in this lifetime away from that. And it's scary because I have these weird thoughts sometimes when I watch these shows where it's just like, why would somebody survive in this scenario, but not them that seem healthier? And then you start looking at it and you're going, some of it's a mental struggle. Some of it's mental fortitude. Some of it is just adaptability. Some of it is just base knowledge, which
prior knowledge or whatever.
And that's the one thing I really enjoy about us talking, is because sometimes I haven't thought of something, and sometimes you're like, well, I read this, and then I'll go study up on it. I'll be like, I'm ready. I get excited, like I'm ready, and like all these different ways, like how to filter water and make it purified, and what can you do, and
boil it.
It's exactly. At the end of the day, you boil it no matter what. You still have to screen it, but boil it at the end of it. And me personally, I always tell everybody the same thing, and I'm kind of freaking out because I'm like, get yourself a life straw. I'm like, I can't use a straw. The fuck am I going to do?
Get yourself a grail.
I'm probably going to have to figure out how to do this and do it through there. It makes my jaw hurt, though. Makes my jaw hurt because I don't have any teeth back there to kind of buffer it, that suction. But it's what I love, because at one point in the last house, at the very beginning of it, so in the very beginning of it, they're like, we know at some point we're going to lose electricity. We're going to lose water. And the little girl's like, what are we going to do? And Dad's just like, we're going to start stockpiling what we can while we can. We're going to do all these things, because they treated it like a game almost for the kids in the beginning. Like, we're going to do school, we're going to do athletics, we're going to do real world applications of how do you do ABCD. And it just kind of grew from there. But that's one of the things they show when they see the lights flicker. It reminds them, shit, we need to fill everything with water now that we can. Because there's like the 3, 3, and 3 rules. You've got the 3 days, no water, good chance of death. 3 weeks, no food, good chance of death. And then it's like 30 days, no something, good chance of death.
It's like 3 minutes, no air.
3 minutes, no air.
3 days, no water.
3 days, no water. 3 weeks, no food. Yes, there we go. So it's just really interesting, because I'm just like, that's exactly what they tell you in the survival stuff, is the first thing you want to do when there's a breakdown in the infrastructure, fill anything and everything you can with water immediately. And then, of course, you can go to the same lengths that they did on The Martian, and you can create your own room to get your own, dewiness going on. But I'm like,
your own moisture.
I mean, that is kind of one of the really cool things about our infrastructure here is they're at least within 2 miles, 3 miles. Within 3 miles of us, there is a pump well, that's here available in the city. And most people don't know about it anymore. So that's fantastic. I know about where it is, though. That's great. Anyways, I do want to see the Odyssey. I like seeing Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
I I love Anne Hathaway. She's such a versatile actress. I really enjoy her. She's an all-around entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
But Zendaya, Tom Holland, like it's really cute. Zendaya was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and he's just like, "So how did you actually find out you were going to be in the Odyssey?" And she said, "So Tom came home and we read this script, and then he went and had his meeting with Chris Nolan, and then he came back and he was just like, read the script again." And she's like, "We just read this last night." He's like, "No, but read it with Athena in mind." I think so. Chris Nolan sent word to Zendaya through her husband that she got the part, and I think that's really cool. Those are like core memory stories for them.
Yeah.
And so, but because I enjoy the actors, like I said, I haven't enjoyed every single Zendaya movie I've seen, but I've enjoyed the ones for the most part. I enjoy her acting and the way she encompasses the character. There's a new movie with her and Robert Pattinson in it that I want to see because it's supposed to be like a dark comedy, and it's called The Drama, about these two people getting married and exposing their deepest, darkest secrets before they get married.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be wicked. And it's so funny because there's this wedding scene that they show on the trailer, and Robert Pattinson's just like, "Can you guys just, everybody quit gossiping?" Like, it's not to be interesting. But no, Last House, yes, want to see. I think you would at least partially enjoy it. Background. Odyssey, definitely want to see it. Brand New Day, totally want to see it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Tom Holland really has facially, if that makes sense, he's went from having this baby face to his lines are much cleaner. You can tell he's maturing. He's getting closer to his 30s.
Yeah.
And so I definitely want to see that. I think the only one I may go see in the theater, though, this year, if I see something in the theater, would be Doomsday. That's coming in November. But I have a coworker, and she's just like, I honestly thought about taking the day off because you can't even, like, tickets are flying.
Yeah.
And she really wants to see it. And she's a big Marvel geek. I mean, I think even more so than me. She's been working on watching through every Marvel movie, giving it all of her attention for like the last 2 years to build up to. So she's been going through this because there's like 900 hours of footage you have to watch if you're going to see the totality of what's going on with the Marvels, the behind the scenes, the movies, the extendeds.
Are we only talking about the MCU, or are we talking the prior stuff too?
MCU.
Okay.
You know, I love the idea of Robert Downey Jr. playing Victor Von Doom.
Yeah.
I would have, now I'm not going to lie, R.I.P., I would have loved to have seen Julian redo his character as well, but obviously his health didn't allow him to do it, and he passed away before the completion of the movie. Julian McMahon, who played the original Victor Von Doom in the original Fantastic Four that we know.
Yeah.
With Alba and Evans.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can't bring Alba back as Sue Storm and bring what's-his-name back as Reed Richards, because guess what? Captain America was also Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
So that's a conflict of interest right there.
Although that was hilarious in the Deadpool movie.
That was great. That was...
What the fuck?
That was such a good Easter egg.
Yeah.
You know, I just watched that movie again within the last 6 weeks. Just because I love that dog pool.
Oh.
And I love baby pool. I love kid pool because it's his actual kid in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the girl who's walking down the street, that's his actual kid.
Okay.
And then baby pool is his actual kid too. But obviously baby pool walking down the street is not how it works when she was that age.
Yeah.
And then, of course, lady pool is his actual wife.
Okay.
The one with the really long blonde hair.
Yeah.
So that's his actual wife. And so I love that aspect that it's, you know.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair. And I love that one scene, you know, and of course it's at the end of the movie, and he just grabs Pretty Pool, the nice Deadpool guy, and he's like, "What's happening? You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay." He's just getting the shit shot out of him. Yeah. But that scene with Hugh Jackman with his shirt off, Jesus Christ. Gotta watch that like 4 times. Anyways, so yeah, I think if it comes out and it's reasonable, I'm gonna stream it here at the house. Doomsday.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're kind of the studios are kind of fighting against it. Especially, I mean, did you hear how much money in 2 weekends? How much money Brand New Day made?
isn't it like 400 and some odd million? I know that until Brand New Day came out, the Odyssey was actually the biggest movie of the year.
Yep.
And then Brand New Day blew it out of the water in just a couple of days.
They blew it out hard. So
they're bleeding now.
They blew it so hard. No, I was reading this morning. I believe it said it was $1.67 billion that it's grossed at, because the first weekend was just a U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Then the second weekend it went worldwide.
Eva was saying that it's actually the best Marvel movie that's been put out recently, and he said it was the best of the Spider-Man movies.
I have not read all of the reviews, but I've read a few, and they were like, and it's like, did not matter what generation the critic was from.
Mm-hmm.
They're all saying the same thing. Like, this is the Spider-Man movie. Anybody who's a Spider-Man fan, who's ever seen the original sets with Tobey and on, this is a Spider-Man we have all waited 23 years for.
Yeah, he was actually, because he's like I would say he's an elder millennial.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that he didn't like the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey. He also didn't like the Garfield dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I only saw the first one with Andrew Garfield.
The first one. I didn't see the other ones.
No.
Because they got the original Tobey Maguire movies were kind of campy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't actually mind that much. At that time, they were the best Marvel movies that had ever come out.
Yeah.
Some of the best superhero movies that had ever come out.
Yeah.
At that point, other than the original Superman movies, those were fucking great back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But he grew up as a Spider-Man fan, reading the comics and stuff, and he was always upset with the way that they had done stuff until this movie. He was like, this movie was actually perfect.
Right.
So that's kind of a high praise. He wanted to fucking hate on the movie.
Right.
And he was like, I can't fucking complain about this movie.
So here's the crazy thing that literally just hit my brain about all of this. Now might be the time for me to sell my special comic. Okay. Because The Punisher is actually in A Brand New Day.
Yeah.
And I have, of course, the original appearance of The Punisher in The Amazing Spider-Man. I think it's 121 or whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah.
I have it. I could unlock my safe from my secret place and pull it out. But, it's one of those things where, like, hey, look, if it'll buy me my vehicle that I want.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's but yeah, we're not going to talk about that right now. But yes, I actually have a first appearance of the Punisher comic book. But yeah, that's what they're all saying is like, this is the Spider-Man we've all waited, 20, 25 years for.
Oh, and another thing.
Oh boy.
Just before he posted this video, the last couple of videos, like with the Odyssey, he was talking about he has fucking Zendaya fatigue and Tom Holland fatigue because they're both in fucking almost everything currently.
Zendaya has been in a lot of things.
Yeah.
And Tom Holland, not so much. He actually has cut way, way, way back.
Yeah. But, yeah. He kept referring to Tom Holland as 13-year-old Spider-Man. Because in the earlier ones, he was super young looking, even though he's not that young.
Yeah, even though he was 16 or 15 or 16 in the very first appearance, yeah.
Yeah.
It's and a lot of people have Zendaya fatigue until they actually take a step back and look at what she's doing. Mm-hmm. She is doing almost every genre out there. Mm-hmm. She's doing all kinds of different characters, all kinds of different attitudes and places. And, people should really enjoy it now because she's probably going to be off having kids here pretty soon. Once she gets into family mode, which is where this is why Tom Holland's been cutting back and doing a lot less movies. It just happens to be that every streaming service really pushes the TV shows and the movies that they've been in because, like, hey, we have Zendaya stuff here. I mean, like HBO Max, bless them, they're like really pushing Euphoria because it's ended or ending. The TV show she's been in, and they got The Greatest Showman there, so, and of course it's her picture straight up front as one of the aerialists. But I can see that. But I also don't watch everything Tom Holland, even though I like him. It really has to draw me. The Devil All the Time is a movie he did in 2020 that would not be a movie you ever would associate with Tom Holland, and he did so good in it. My partner last night saw it, and he goes, "What?" And I'm like, "This was actually really good." Was it kind of the whole idea that it is makes sense? What they tried to achieve made sense. There was some fumble spots in it, but Tom Holland as an angsty person who feels trapped like a rat. He does that a lot better. He does angsty teenager a lot better, but this is like that precursor, I think, for me to how he behaved in No Way Home once he realized like it's all or none. And so he has that whole demeanor. If you haven't seen it yet, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
You got to watch them all. Got to watch them all. They're fucking fantastic. But anyways, so I definitely want to see A Brand New Day. I want to see how Sadie Sink does to see if the character she's playing, how it's going to go forward.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Doomsday. I haven't heard of anything else really that's perking my ears up because big studio budgets are gone.
Yeah.
Streaming has definitely, but, Amazon Prime, they're picking it up. They're doing stuff on Amazon Studios. You've got Apple TV. They're doing more TV shows because it's more affordable.
Henry Cavill, Warhammer.
Yes, go ahead. Tell everybody before we have to go. You're excited because they just announced it today, right?
I
just saw it today. I just saw the announcement.
So Henry Cavill is a huge Warhammer and Warhammer 40K fan.
Right.
And so he ended up getting a deal with Games Workshop, the owners of those IPs, to basically be the face, I guess, and largely the brain behind a Warhammer. They want to basically make a Warhammer version of the MCU.
Nice.
And to include television shows and movies. And so Games Workshop and him have basically come to a deal with Amazon, and they announced that he's definitely going to be starring in something, but they haven't said what it is yet and who he's going to be playing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that was kind of like literally that little blurb is like, it's officially he's doing something Warhammer, but everything's going to be kept hush hush until then.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting for you because not only do you love Henry, excuse me, let me say this all manly. Not only do you love Warhammer 40K, you enjoy Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
I don't want to say you love him because that's not a very manly thing to say, I don't think. You do love him. It's okay. I love you, man. Bro. Right? You're like, he's
man crush.
Right?
Yeah, sure,
he's on your hall pass, right?
yeah, that's what it is.
You're like, he's my man crush fraud. He is my frauding.
Oh my God.
Pass. Look, I'm not saying you would do it. I'm saying you would let him do it.
What?
Don't confuse frauding with filching.
Yeah.
Don't confuse the two.
Neither of those things are happening.
You'd let him take you out on a date and buy you a steak, though.
Sure.
No kissing.
No touching.
No touching below the belt. Everybody's got a hall pass idea. I always say the same thing. Have both sexes in your hall pass card. I'm just saying. Like, I'm sorry. No. Look at it from my point of view. Emily Blunt is one of my hall pass ladies.
Okay.
Because her husband, John Krasinski, is one of my hall pass men. I would 1,000 million times have that threesome any day of the week.
There was you're a woman, so whatever. I can't remember. There was an actress. I've seen a bunch of stuff with her in it. Anyway, she was on like, what the fuck was it? Oh, it was the Scottish dude.
Not Graham Norton because he's English.
No, it was an American talk show, like late night show that had a Scottish dude on it for a while. Fuck, I can't remember his name. He's fucking hilarious. Anyway, this actress was on there, and one of the people in the crowd of the show somehow got on camera, and they were saying, "You're my hall pass." And
Anna Kendrick.
And her husband was sitting next to her, No, she was, "You're my husband's hall pass."
Yep. And she's like, "What about you?"
Yeah.
That's Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
I've seen that clip so many times, and I love it because I don't think Andrew Kendrick's playing, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I always encourage men to have at least one man on their side, especially if that guy like Chris Hemsworth could be on yours, right?
Sure.
Right. I mean, this is probably an after dark conversation more, I think, but Chris Hemsworth can be there because if you haven't seen his wife, holy smokeroni. His wife is stunning.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a picture where she's not laughing and smiling. And I'm like, something's going right in her life. Good God. Anyways, so all these new movies coming out. It's really exciting. It's really fun. I do want to see the Odyssey, but I do, unfortunately, have to see things on a budget. So it's probably going to have to wait. Because like I'm looking at the timeline of everything and I'm going, everything's been quicker coming out to streaming. Because I think once it has that 50% dip is when they're going to decide to pull it.
Yeah.
But like all the other Spider-Man movies, I probably will end up buying them.
Yeah, that's how I watched, was it No Way Home and the Homecoming and fucking, goddamn, the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Multiverse or Doctor Strange?
The multiverse one.
Mm-hmm. I loved Benedict Cumberbatch. I love him. He's my whole fast person too. I love Benedict Cumberbatch so very much, but I have to say that I was BORED'd with Multiverse. It felt like there was I could not stay awake. I've tried 4 or 5 times and it hits this. I get 25 minutes in and that's the last thing I remember until 15 minutes before the end. And it's like, what the hell? It's like hypnotic to me or something. I don't know. Anyways, Last House, check it out. You might like it.
Watch it while playing a video game.
Have it in the background. Although I don't know, you might maybe you do want to pay attention because some of these things that he creates are so ingenious. It's just fantastic. Oh Lord. Oh my God. The day's getting long. Oh shit. Well, we better let people have the rest of their day to themselves, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I started thinking about John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. I started thinking about Benedict Cumberbatch for a second. It was like, oh my. But anyways, yeah. I'm hoping that the Odyssey, even though it does have a historical behind it, and I understand that some people aren't going to mesh with what they've read necessarily, like this person looks like this. I'm really hoping that they can look past that and just enjoy it. Because I think it's kind of silly to get really upset. You know what I mean? It's like nobody's trying to change your history if they're telling the story about exactly what's done. But you weren't there. You don't know. You don't know if she had Okay. Sorry, I just got a message from my partner. I have to go.
Anyway.
All right. So, yes, and yes. Sure. I'm super happy that they're doing RDJ as Victor Von Doom. I don't think anybody else could do it better. I'm like so stoked to see that I've said to my work partner, I said to her, "Did you see this trailer?" No. Like she's adamant about not seeing a trailer. I'm like, you're gonna see a trailer. I'm excited to see Brand New Day because we know that Yelena is in both Brand New Day and Doomsday. So if we can't have Scarlet, we can at least have Florence.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing to me. Anyways, we have things we have to do.
Anyway, later.
Have a great day. Okay, everybody. That's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here, and please share and share again and share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.